All right, some work with slope-intercept form word problems. This would actually be the back side of a worksheet you should already have in your hands. And while you're watching this video, make sure that you have this worksheet in front of you so you can see what I'm talking about. Slope-intercept form. Remember, slope-intercept form, it takes that form that y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b. Sometimes a slope-intercept form problem will actually be written differently. It'll actually be written y equals, and they'll start it with b plus mx. And we can switch those around. Remember, addition is commutative, so it doesn't matter what order you put them in, you're going to get the same answer. So as I go through the word problems here, I'll be showing you the difference between the two styles. Now, number one here, overtime. Rod is paid an overtime rate of $25 per hour after he earns his basic wage of $600 per week. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for the total pay P if he works H hours of overtime. As you look at the problem, when you go back through slope-intercept problems, there's two things you have to decide. You have to decide which is the number that's going to never change. It's always going to be the same. It's always constant, same amount, no matter what they tell you in the word problem. The second thing is, what is the amount or number that could change and that it depends upon something. So for example, in this one, in the first problem here, we have a phrase that says $25 per hour, and then you have the $600 wage. So when we're supposed to write an equation in slope-intercept form, what you have to look at now, which of these is going to be changing? So you want to write that, you can write that in any way you want. You can start with the 600 and then the 25, or you can go the 25 and then the 600. But what you have to figure out is which of these is the slope. Which one could be a changing dollar amount? And I'm going to let you try to figure that out. Number two, a little preview on number two. The monthly cost C of Marge's phone plan is given by C equals 40 plus M, where M is the number of extra minutes she uses each month. Name the slope and y-intercept in this situation. Look back at your formula back here now. M stands for slope, so slope is always written next to the variable. The y-intercept is b. It is always by itself. It does not have a variable. So look at your equation here. You're going to have to figure out which one of those is the y-intercept and which one is the slope. Now, there's no number next to this variable here. So what number can we write in there? Keep this in mind. If there's no number next to a variable, I can always sneak in the number 1. So then that one, number 1 is actually what's written next to m. Problem 3. An elevator travels vertically in a building that has 32 floors, each 11 feet tall. The height h above the first floor after t seconds is given by h height, is what h stands for, equals 297 minus 4.4 t. How long will it take for the elevator to reach the second floor? Okay, a key piece of information here is that this 297, this is where the elevator is starting, minus, what does that mean? Where is the elevator going? It's going where? Minus should tell you which direction it's going, whether it's up or down. And the 4.4 is going to be 4.4 feet, and then the t is in seconds. Okay, so it's going to go 4.4 feet for each second. You're supposed to figure out how long it will take to reach the second floor. In order to figure out the second floor, you have to use this piece of information, the 11 feet tall, and you're going to the second floor. So if you're going down to the second floor, how high is the second floor? And when you figure that number out, you need to put that in place of h right here in order to solve the problem. So you have to, how long does it take the second floor? Well, first you have to find what is the height of the second floor. You're going to put that right here, and then you can solve this equation for t to find out how long it takes. Pete's bank account. Pete's bank account showed a balance of, at the beginning of the month, of $180. He spent $2.50 each day on bus tokens. The amount A left in his bank account after D days can be given by A amount equals 180 minus 2.5B. Okay, look at it now. Which of these is the y-intercept? Which one is your slope? Number 4, graph the equation using the slope and the y-intercept. Notice in the graph, they didn't put the numbers on the y-axis and they didn't put the numbers on the x-axis. What's going to go where? Well, I put, to give you a hint, days is going to go on the x-axis. So what does that mean over here? That's his money here. That's the money that's left. Now, which of these is y-intercept? Which of these is slope? I gave you a hint a little while back in the video as to which one is the y-intercept and which one is slope. This is a minus sign. So when you graph the line here, your line's going to go down. You should be going down. So that would give you a hint as to where to write 180. A piece of advice for you, since it's showing 2.5 here, that means you have a choice. You can start and go and count down by 2.5 if you'd like to. You can count down by 5s. I wouldn't count down by 10. I wouldn't go 180, 170, and so on down. Start up high with 180. And the reason you start 180 up here is because you're going down with your numbers. Your line will eventually go down. So you'll start up high at 180. Then you've got to decide, what am I going to put out here? My advice to you is either use 175 on the next line if you want to, or if you want to, take 180, subtract 2.5 on it, put that number out here, and then subtract 2.5 again and put it here. You can skip lines too, like if I want this to be 180, this might be minus 2.5, make this one 175. You have to decide that. 5. State the slope and y-intercept of the graph and describe what each represents. So what we have to do is you have to go back up here to your equation and to your graph, and we've talked a little bit about it, kind of giving you some hints as to which one is your y-intercept, which one is your slope, and describe what each one is telling you. On this one here, number 6, you do not need to do number 6. We'll deal with x-intercept later. So we will just skip number 6 for now. All right. Had a little advice on this sheet. If you got any other questions, feel free to ask me. Thank you much.